What's up, YouTube? This is going to be our guide on how you use Mewtwo in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets too. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, let me know about it in the comment section. And if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button and let's get into it. So earlier on, I did a Mew moveset guide and I thought we may as well do a Mewtwo because it actually is coming out in raids today in Scarlet and Violet. So I thought, once you've caught your Mew, you might be interested in, having a look at some movesets and what you can run on it. Now, Mewtwo is a very, very good Pokemon for sure. It's an excellent speedy special attacker, but it can do some other roles too, which I want to go over. And I've got, of course, some fun memes too. I've got some team options and some counters and a lot of stuff like that. So let's get started. So Mewtwo got Nasty Plot. I'm not sure what Game Freak was thinking actually giving this Nasty Plot on top of already like 154 base special attack, which is pretty insane. So we've got 154 base in special attack, and we've got speed of 130. So a fast, special attacking Pokemon. So I've given this one Timid Nature, which is, kind of the best nature to run on it, because you want to have that max speed. That way you can sort of outspeed a lot of threatening Pokemon. Now, as for moves, I've tried to give it the best coverage moves as possible. As for abilities, we've got two abilities this time. Unlike our Mew that only gets synchronized, this gets pressure and unnerve. Mainly, I'd say pressure is probably the best ability to have on your Mewtwo overall. Unnerve can be good, but it is situational. So most of the time, I would be suggesting using pressure ability. So Life Orb is going to be my item here. I'm trying to do as much damage as possible. So we've got a 1.3 times damage. And we've got that, if we can get a nasty pull-up, and on top of that, it's going to be an insane amount. So, Mewtwo's main psychic move, its bread and butter, is going to be Psy Strike. 100 base power, and it also damages the target based on the defense instead of the special defense, which ultimately makes it a mix attacker. So, it can have special moves and physical moves, if you want to say it that way. Now, the other move I go with is Ice Beam, which is very, very good for coverage, and I also go with Flame Wheel then. Fire Blast. Sorry, I've been up for a very, very long time, so if I say anything silly, you know why. So Fire Blast is going to be great for those steel types coming in there, because obviously it can resist both of these moves. Now, as for Tera types, Mewtwo can run actually quite a few of them, so I first thought that Tera Normal would be pretty cool, because you can get around those Ghost type moves coming your way. At least if you go into Tera Normal, you're not going to be weak to anything but fighting, and good luck getting a fighting Pokemon or bringing a fighting Pokemon in against Mewtwo, right? It's going to get completely squashed every single time. So, yeah, that's definitely some options you can run on your Mewtwo there. You could give it Psychic too, that's fine, or you could even give it like Tera Ice if you want to go like bulky with it, or Bomber Snow or something like that. I've seen a couple with Tera Fire as well. Tera Fire isn't all that bad. You can get around any of those bug-type Pokemon, resist the bug move, and then hit really hard back with Fire Blast. So that's another option you can, possibly have as well. So many, many options for Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo actually has some okay bulk to it. So I've actually got a couple of sets you can run with it here. It's kind of similar to the other one. This is going to be a Choice Spec set. So instead of setting up the Nasty Plot using that upturn, we're actually going to just straight up attack with, all its raw power. So I've given this one Choice Specs. We've got Psy Strike. We've already gone over that. I've got Aura Sphere for Dark-type Pokemon, Ice Beam, and Shadow Ball. This gives it pretty nice coverage against most of the things that actually can threaten it. And I've got it at Tera Fighting, which some of you may be like, that's interesting. So Tera Fighting's pretty good because I can get around those Dark-type Pokemon. I've got Tera Fighting Aura Sphere. It is a little bit on the weak side. You might be able to go Focus Blast, but I don't know. I don't like go for Focus Blast Choice Specs. It's too situational, right? Especially with a lot of pressure Pokemon floating around, right? And then you've also got the low PP on the actual move there, so you have to watch out for that. Ice Beam's good for coverage, and we've got Shadow Ball as well. So say if you were to go into a Tera Fighting, other psychic Pokemon would become a bit of a problem there, so you've got Shadow Ball to sort of clean them up, and you've got like some other annoying ghost Pokemon that are weak to Shadow Ball too, so I thought that'd give it some, some pretty good coverage there. We've got Max Special Attack and Max Speed Timid Nature, Pressure is the ability. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you could give it, maybe like, you could actually run Fire Blast on there as well. I haven't put Fire Blast on there. You've got stuff like Grass Knot. That's another option you could run for stuff like Groudon and well, especially Groudon. That'd get like very, very hard, like really, really hard. Even Kyogre, right? So that's another way you can do Mewtwo. So I see Mewtwo possibly as a bulky sweeper as well. Definitely a lot more gimmick than the very first two sets, so let's have a look at it. So it does get Calm Mind, and it also gets the move Recover, which is an extremely handy move. So you can have Calm Mind and Recover, which sort of works in tandem there, so bolster up your special attack and special defense, and that's going to give you lots of bulk and lots of special attack. And we've got Recover, which works great, and we've got Aura Sphere and Side Strike. So I virtually gave it its 2 coverage moves, so they can hit everything virtually. So any dark Pokemon I can hit with Side Strike, which is going to be good. And I can also hit like Steel types of Side Strike too, which is going to be very, very handy. Now, the ability I gave was Pressure, and I gave this one Leftovers too. I thought you might be able to... You could give it Lumber if you really wanted to, if you're concerned about a Pokemon that was, continually like poisoning you over and over again, Thunder Waving you, like really, really annoying stuff like that. So that's another way you could run Mewtwo. The EV spread I've given it is Max Health and Max Defense, Bold Nature. So Mewtwo gets some pretty good, bulk about it for sure. So you could give that one a go if you want to try a bulky Mewtwo. Now, the next Mewtwo set, this one is sort of like aimed at doubles. And we're going to be using all the spread moves we can possibly muster here. So we've got Max Special Attack and Max Speed and Timid Nature. I want to stress too that you can absolutely use this Choice Specs Mewtwo set, or one's very, very similar for doubles too. It's going to work fine. Nasty Plot is probably a little bit slower, so you might want to... Yeah, you might want to see what you want to do there. Maybe you want to swap Nasty Plot up for like Protect or something like that if you really want like a speedy special attacker. But anyway, I digress. Back to the double set here. So we've got Blizzard, and I've given this one Tera type Ice. So I kind of thought it'd be cool to try and run this in a doubles team with a Bomber Snow and Snow Warning. So you could get that one going and then swap your Mewtwo in and go for Tera Ice. It's going to get extra bulk, and it's going to fire off unlimited blizzards that don't miss, which is going to be, pretty powerful. I am walled a little bit on this set by Steel type, so I've popped on Fire Blast. I've got Side Strike, and I've also got Protect as well, so I can see what moves are happening, get around any annoying priority moves, stuff like that. So I've given it Max Special Attack and Max Speed, Timid Nature, so maximize both those stats. The ability I gave it this time was Unnerve. I don't mind rolling the dice at Unnerve because there can be some Pokemon that are really annoying with berries, and this could absolutely come into effect, but I still feel like Pressure could be better. Like, it's more reliable. You could always going to get it to work every single battle. Now, the item I gave this was Covert Cloak, just in case I had any moves like Fake Out and things like that are, or secondary effects on Pokemon, which could be nasty, that shut my Mew down, or I get paralyzed, or I get burned, mainly paralyzed, sleep, and, those kind of things probably would say the most important. But yeah, that's an option you can run for a doubles or VGC, whatever moveset, rule set you're playing for Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo can run a physical set somewhat. It does have the, stat capacity to do it. It's just nowhere near as good as the, the special set. So we've got Bulk Up as a great boosting move. It boosts up your defense and attack by 1 stage. I've got Zen Headbutt. Zen Headbutt is good there. It has a chance of flinchy too, which is can make things pretty salty. And we also got Earthquake too, just for good coverage against other Pokemon. And I've also got Drain Punch to top it off. I also gave this one Terra Fighting. So it's kind of similar to my other Mewtwo with Terra Fighting. I could, get my health back. I hit Steel type Pokemon, Dark type Pokemon, all those things. And of course, we can't forget everybody's favorite Twisted Spoon, boosting up the Psychic type attacks by 1.2 times. So the Twisted Spoon is going to be released. As for the EV spread, let me bring this up here. So I've got Max Attack and Max Speed, Jolly Nature. As I said, with 110 base, Mewtwo is kind of lacking, so you might want to... Well, I mean, you could give it Adamant. I guess you do miss out on a fair bit of speed there, so just sort of like mind that, because a lot of the time you might be out at speed, like quite speedy Pokemon, so you can get a couple, like 1 or 2 bulk ups or even going, and that's going to help you out a lot. So just something to bear in mind there with Mewtwo. Now, the next set is a true PIMPNITE special. Check this one out. So we got a Future Target set, and what I mean by that is Future Sight Ring Target. Now, I have actually run this one a fair bit in the past, and it's quite a fun set. So we've got the move Future Sight, which is a very, very powerful move, 120 base power, and it's going to hit 2 turns after being used. Now, I've got the same EV spread as I had before. I've got max special attack and max speed. For argument's sake, you could go max health and max speed too, but I want to see how much damage I can possibly get with this move. So we've got Trick and Ring Target. What that does, the move, obviously, Trick is going to trick the item away and swap it for another. What the item Ring Target does is the holder's type immunities basically are like removed. So say, for example, a dark type Pokemon comes in, I use Trick, I give it a ring target. That means I can hit it with psychic type moves, for example. Like, you know, in the past I wasn't able to do that. So it's a very, very cool item. Ring target's one of my favorite items because it's extraordinarily situational and it's difficult to use too. So we've got Trick, Future Sight, so we've got Recover, and we've also got Protect too. So pretty much I'm stalling here to we can go hit this with many, many Future Sights. I would suggest a Pokemon on your team to deal with Dark types because we've only got like, you know, Future Sight as a psychic type move for sure. Now, as for counters, I mean, I've got to say this, like Calyrex Shadow Rider is a great, great counter for Mewtwo. It's got better stats. It's got, you know, better speed, better stats. It can easily deal with it, and Mewtwo kind of struggles because it probably can only hit it with like, you know, a Shadow Ball or something like that, and it's probably not going to be any good at all. The thing about Mewtwo is it is kind of countered by some other popular moves. So we've got like Sucker Punch. Let's have a look who gets Sucker Punch. There's a lot of Pokemon out there. Now, Mewtwo would be in a bit of trouble with versus King Gambit unless King Gambit was hit by like Fire Blast or Aura Sphere or something like that. We've got Chien Power, which could be a danger too if Mewtwo wasn't running any moves to hit it with. It is a little bit faster than, let me just bring it up here. It is a little bit faster than Mew, so we got, Mewtwo. We got Mewtwo at 130 base speed. This is 135, so it can really, really hit it hard, you know, especially with its ability and stuff like that. So just some more things to think about there if you are going to use Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo obviously is very, very weak and susceptible to like, you know, got bug Pokemon, normal Pokemon would be good for the ghosts and those sort of things. So I was thinking any other let's have a look at some legendary Pokemon. Maybe like, can we type in, let me just see if I can type in this here. This is the smoke on tier for legendaries. So, well, how about normal type Arceus? I think that'd make a good partner because that's only weak to fighting and Mewtwo can get rid of fighting, right? So I would pick a partner for Mewtwo as Arceus. Just normal Arceus, extreme speed spam, you know, all those sort of things. So, yes, one day I'm going to do a moveset guide on Arceus, and what I'll do is I'll do a moveset on every single plate. So, would you like to see that video? If anyone is still watching at the moment, deep into this video, would you like to see all the Arceuses? I can do a moveset guide on every single plate and sort of discuss them, whether they're, you know, going to be viable or not. So, that's another thing you can do there for Mewtwo. Let's bring some more of it up. Unfortunately, I can't do Mewtwo X and Y because they're not in the game. I would have loved to do them. So maybe one day I'll get the chance to do that. So let's bring up some status moves and some, let's do a little bit more discussion here. So we got Agility that's virtually useless. I don't see Mewtwo needing that. It's already very fast Pokemon. We've gone over Bulk Up for a physical set. That's pretty cool. We've got Calm Mind. Now, Calm Mind is another option maybe for like, does it even get stored power? It does get stored power, but I feel it's just outclassed by Nasty Blot Psystrike. You know, just straight up incredible damage or straight up Choice Specs incredible damage there too. So I feel like it's probably not as good as you probably, you know, think there with the stored power. So the other moves I got are Disable. We've got Light Screen. Nasty Plot's a great addition there. It gets Recover too, which could be somewhat useful. Maybe you can run some sort of like, let's see if we can run like a support Mew. Let's see if I can make this up on the spot. So if I was going to run a support Mew, I'd absolutely have Recover. Recover's quite a good move to get around everything. So we shall go. Just unhighlight that. Even max health and max speed is always quite a good. There's always quite a good spread there. So we'll go Timid. What else could we run on this? I think it gets Taunt too. I could be wrong. No, it does get Taunt. So we got Taunt to Recover. We also have Will-O-Wisp too, which is quite good. And you can give it like the Psystrike for some coverage. Or if you want to give it something else, I'm trying to think of like another, like Steel. Yeah, so you've got some sort of support there. I'd give it leftovers if I had to choose an item for it, like more of a support set. You could either opt for pressure or unnerve. With these bulky sets, I'd probably go with pressure because, say, if it gets down to a store wall, at least you have a good chance there. So that's some more move options for Mewtwo, more of a tanky sort of set. Once again, if you've got any move sets that you run on your your Mewtwo, let me know in the comment section. I always like to hear other people's move sets and ideas too, apart from my own. So I went over all these Teras, I'm pretty sure. So we went over the Teras. Let's have a look at status moves again. Let's take another dive. So we've gone over that. We've gone Reflect Light Screen. It could make a somewhat alright, probably not as good as Mew, but alright sort of screener with those. Get Stunner Wave, which is pretty handy too. Trick and Will-O-Wisp. So we've gone over most of them. And that could be handy to have Thunder Wave on Mewtwo. Maybe on a bulky set. We've got Amnesia, which I guess is another way you can boost up your special defense with the, maybe if you want to use stored power or some sort of like stalling trolling set. I've got Confused Ray, Endure, Guard Swap's really interesting, so you swap the defense and special defense with target. Helping Hand, we've got Imprison and Life Dew. So nothing like super amazing there. It does get skill swap, but let's be real, it's going to be kind of situational there as well. Let's bring to attention its special moves. Excuse me. So we got Aura Sphere, which I've gone over. We got Blizzard. We've gone over that. Chilling Water. Chilling Water might be good on some sort of tanky set. I don't really see much real use for it, on Mewtwo. We got Dark Pulse, Earth Power, Energy Ball, Fire Blast, Flamethrower. Focus Miss is an option if you want some more power to Mewtwo. It's just the fact that it can miss a fair bit at 70% accuracy. So you kind of have to worry about that. We've sort of got like all its. It gets a wide variety of moves. So it gets like an absolute ton of moves, which isn't all that bad at all, because that means it can have like a lot of options. So we've already done that now too. So let me check its physical moves. Not that I don't think many people will use a physical set. Oh, it does get Foul Play too if you really wanted to use Foul Play. Sucker Punch, priority users do get around this, like, prominent Shadow Sneak users, Sucker Punch users, First Impression users, they really struggle. Mewtwo really struggles against them because it's not like super bulky. We got Zen Headbutt. I sort of went over all these ones already. So nothing like super new here for Mewtwo. Now I'm trying to think if there's any other sets I could possibly, come up with here, or anything I've actually missed. So yeah, we could go with something like this. I don't think Mewtwo is really suited to do a light screen set. I think it's, well, I feel like we're kind of utilizing the wrong parts of it. But let's say, for example, we did want to run a light clay set. So we got light clay Reflect. You could have Side Strike on there. Let's pop that on. And then we've got like special. You could have, well, obviously you can't hit dark types. That's kind of about it. So you could have Aura Sphere on there if you wanted to. Or you could have, something else that gives you coverage. Let's have a look. Or a special kind of move. We got Taunt. That could be right. You could taunt a lot of those. So you got Reflect Light Streams. That's pretty good there for a start. I'm trying to think if we got much else here. Yeah, maybe Thunder Wave, or I don't know, some sort of other attacking move could be definitely useful there. So just having a look. Oh, I got another set that I actually could have a look at here. Let me do that. So we'll do a full PIMPNITE special here. So let's bring that Mewtwo up again. But once again, if you got any other Mewtwo sets, let me know. I do want to say probably the most common set here, I'd say, would be the Choice Specs one. We've got a Nasty Plot Sweeper. So I'd say Choice Specs. The Choice Specs one could work best in singles and doubles, if that was my kind of choice there. The other item I said you could run on there was possibly like, instead of running Choice Specs, you could give your Mewtwo less base power in its moves, or less power in its moves, and you could give it like more bulk with Assault Vest. So that's another item. If you're running like, maybe you're versing someone who's got a lot of status moves, Lumberry can be very handy there too at the same time. So that's a possibility there. Let me just check here. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that doubles one at all. Like the problem about it, it does get quite outclassed. I'm just trying to think. Oh, another one. If it does come back, another great counter. If it does come back into the game, is Incineroar. it'd be, you know, really good if I could spell too. But Incineroar is another great encounter, which will... Well, I'd say Incineroar is going to come back in the game. So that's going to really, really destroy Mewtwo as well as another counter. I don't know when the, you know, legendaries are going to be allowed back in those sort of like official rule sets, but just a thought there on the spot. I'm trying to think of anything else that would counter it. Any other like dark Pokemon, Ghost Pokemon could be a definite problem there, especially like Dark and Ghost with good like reasonable special and stuff like that. That could definitely be something to consider for sure. Now, thinking of some other Teras here, sort of last minute thought. So you've either got Psychic, Normal, and you got Fire. That's not a bad one too. I've seen a few people. I've seen a couple run Poison on it, and I don't really know why they ran Poison. Like I don't see that great unless they're trying to like counter like Fairy Pokemon or something like that, or like Bug Moves, something along that. So you could opt to have Poison if you wanted to. And that's definitely another option for sure if you absolutely wanted to. It's Bolt. The thing that lets it down is it's Bolt. Like, let me have a look at this. So we've got stuff like, let me bring up Dark Pokemon. It's some more counters. So some of these obviously are not in the game yet, so we can't use them. But you've got stuff like, let's bring up some legendaries here. Okay. Sorry, today I can't spell today. So we got Arceus could definitely be a counter for sure. Absolutely. We've got Gen Power. We've gone over that. Even Chi-Yu could be a problem because of its typing. You know, like that dark typing. That could be a problem with Dark Pulse. You know, another one that could mess it up is, or we've also got Urshifu as well. Non-Rapid Strike, that could possibly... Well, at least it's going to be immune to its Psychic, and it can hit hard back with, like, Sucker Punch and stuff like that. So you really do have to watch out for those Pokemon that can absolutely destroy Mewtwo, especially if it's, like, Tera Dark or something along those lines. So, and a lot of these Pokemon do get priority moves, too, like Sucker Punch and things like that. I think that's pretty much it for Mewtwo. If you got any other, like, sets you'd like to add... please do, but it's actually a very, very nice choice specs user. It can make a speedy, fast, nasty plot sweeper. It can even run bulky and like tank and support and stuff like that. And yeah, lots of different things it can do. It does get countered by a lot of other legendary Pokemon, but it's still quite a good Pokemon for sure. So I hope you enjoyed today's Mewtwo video, people. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.